Hi, I'm Mark Gibbs with the Great Outdoors Nursery in Austin, Texas. And if you've caught our first two segments on rose pruning, we really appreciate it. If you haven't seen them, we've got one on the start, one on the middle, which is the real part. And then now we're just gonna give you some information on fertilizing. You know, a lot of people will fertilize when roses are dormant, and you actually wanna wait till you see some new growth coming on. And by that, you need at least to see, 5 to 6 inches of new growth off the canes that are waking up. And then once that growth has occurred, you want to wait till a leaf set has come out. At least a leaf set that has 5 leaves on it is ideal. That's telling you that it's feeling fairly mature. Some roses may have more on the leaf set, but you want to wait till you see that leaf set with 5 on it. That tells you that the roots are really happy, they're waking up, and they're ready to take up some nutrition. During dormancy, which would be peak cold, they're really, even though the roots are awake, they're not transferring that fertilizer the same way as they will when they're surging and growing. 2 applications you can think of. You can use a granular fertilizer. This is going to have about a 60-day cycle. The analysis is almost even across here, 4-4-5. And these have beneficial mycorrhiza, which is going to enhance that root system. So if you're planting, you want to mix this into the soil blend with the rose soil. If you're treating the rose when it's in the ground, you want to come out to the edge of your scaffold, the edges of your canes, or the edges of your new growth, and come straight down, create a little trough, pour some of this in there, water a little bit. It'll give you how much you need to use for the size of the plant. Cover that trough back up, and then you're good to go for 60 days or so. Your other option is to go with a liquid, and the liquid analysis is a little higher. It's a 6-4-4. This you would drench around that drip line area, just like if you were going to do the trough with the fertilizer in the ground. Use a pitchfork or bamboo stake or something, make some pores so the moisture and the water is not just sitting on top of the soil, but it's getting down into that root system. The difference with a liquid is you could do the weaker dilution and do this about every 2 weeks during the growth cycles. So you're gonna see a different result from both. There aren't any microbes in here, but it does have micronutrients. Now, lastly, this is my favorite alternative. Start out with the Happy Frog with the mycorrhiza. Let that go for its 60-day spell. You'll see your bush start to level off. Then come in with some micros and the higher nitrogen. That'll green it up. It'll make your flowers a much richer color. And then you would hold that on a little steady for the cycle. At least every 2 weeks once you get into growth time. And again, wait for those leaf sets to be there. We don't want to push them prematurely because we can freeze as late as Easter, and that would burn all that growth if they wake up too fast. So hold on until you see the plant telling you, yeah, I want to get going. Then give it a good dose. Now, lastly, hit us up toward mid-June. We're going to talk about some seasonal pruning, midsummer pruning, and then the fertilizer you want to use in midsummer to keep you flowering until a frost. That's going to be something fun to look at, and we'll show you how to get those plants sort of refreshed. The last thing I haven't mentioned that I really want to get in there, when it's dormant, when you've taken everything off, if you only have canes, think about a dormant spray. If you're insecure at all that there were bugs or disease hanging around, a dormant oil spray is safe to use when the plants are still dormant, and it's going to suffocate anything that's on there. If you have any questions about these items, please come into the nursery and ask us. We'd be glad to help you out.